So our chickens have been dying. We're down to 10 chickens over the past few months because we've had one after another pass away with no clear answer as to why. Until now. Mites on chickens is a very common thing, and it's something that can range from doing almost nothing to the chicken to leading to the death due to diseases and just overstress of the chickens. Well, that's what happened to ours, come to find out. It's pretty easy to check for mites on your chickens. All you gotta do is grab a chicken, look at the bottom or the base of their feathers, and you'll see little tiny things crawling around. If you do, you have mites. But it's not the end of the world, and it can be treated. We're gonna do our second of 3 applications of this specific treatment that works like a champ. And no, it's not some complicated, complex, expensive treatment medicine by prescription only. It's very simple. Diatomaceous earth. So you do have to be very careful with diatomaceous earth or DE. This stuff is terrible for you if you breathe it in, and it can be really bad. So I'm gonna do something pretty rare for me, and that's wear a mask. Because I really don't want to breathe this stuff in because it's really bad juju. You're gonna want to do this a total of 3 times with 10 days in between each application. This is our second application, so it should go pretty quick and easy, but you never know. So I'm gonna get my DE and head up there to the coop. Alrighty, so got our DE, got my mask like I said. I don't normally wear one, but for this I will. I'm already gonna cough up a lung when I'm done with this. So I'll put this on, I'm gonna get the coop, and at the same time I kick all the chickens out, I'm gonna DE the coop. Alrighty, chickies, hi honeys. It's okay, I'm gonna let you come. You hit the wall. Alright, so to DE the coop, I'm just gonna take little bits and kind of just sprinkle it around. Pretty simple. So. Okay. See? Sticks to everything. Think about that in your lungs. So how I do this is I'll usually find a spot that I can sit down at, like this here. This is a perfect spot to get this done. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure the coop door is closed, because once I do a chicken, then I'm gonna put the chicken into the coop so I know that that chicken is done. You'll also be able to tell. If you have a fish net or a chicken catcher, like we use it for, that would be recommended because it's gonna be a lot to try and catch them. Of course you're... They just don't like it. Oh my gosh. Nope. So, best bet, get a hold of your chicken. Have your DE next to you. Get a little scoop in your hands. And then it's gonna go everywhere. That's why you wear a mask. Work it in underneath that skin, because that's where the mites are, at the base of those feathers. Get some in the back, between the wings. And then the hard part with these guys is getting it under the wings, because they'll wanna start flapping their wings. Just work it under the feathers. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna put her into the coop so I know she's done. And I got 2 more candidates that are waiting for me right here. So I didn't mention it earlier, but the reason that these mites are bad is because they attack underneath the feathers. And you can see kind of what can happen if they get bad enough is they can kind of take out feathers on the back of your hens and on their necks. Well, the head feathers are from the rooster, but you can kind of see that. This causes them stress, which in turn can kill them. So the mites don't necessarily directly kill them, but the stress does. So, as you can tell, this will get everywhere. Also, the other thing is, what does this DE do to these mites? Well, basically DE, or diatomaceous earth, is crushed up like old fossilized microorganisms, basically. Don't quote me on that, but something like that. And they're a bunch of jagged little shards of this stuff. So that's why they're bad for your lungs. And it's also bad for mites and bugs, because what it'll do is it'll break down the exoskeleton of those bugs and basically make them so they can't live anymore. So that's what it'll do. It'll kill the mites. So you really want to do it every 10 days, because that's when it'll take care of all the mites, the different stages of the life cycle. So we're gonna do the rest of the chickens. We'll be back with you in a minute. You're okay, honey. You're okay. Whoa! Chill, chill, chill. Honey, you're okay. Also, I forgot to cover this. Best way to hold them, put their neck kind of, ow. No. Put the neck in the crook of your arm, like this. Then put your hand kind of on their bottom, whatever, then you can get it done. All right, so in reality that took about, 20 minutes or so, so not too bad. We only have like 10 to 12 chickens right now. So we have like 20 something in the garage as chicks. So with the rest of this, I'm just gonna go spread it around the ground to make use of it. But otherwise, we're all done. We'll do this again in another 10 days for the third and final application, and we should be covered for a while. Thankfully, we haven't had any chickens dying since we did this the first time. So yeah, it seems to be working. So thanks guys for joining us. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments below. And if you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing to get all sorts of cool content here in Southern California. Thanks y'all.